TK Irish at the Camp Kennerk podcast. And I cannot believe it, but we have a happy camper interview that is just going to make you pop away. It is going to be so much fun. I can't tell you how exciting it's going to be, but Doug the neighbor joining us as well. So first of all, Douglas, I want to introduce you to Maxine. Now, she is a very special lady living in Lander, Wyoming, and you wouldn't believe what she does. She owns a popcorn stand. I didn't stutter, did I? So she is going to be able to give us some insight on what's popping up there in the Rocky Mountains. So what do you think, Douglas?
TK, so good to see you. And this is a happy camper, our 13th happy camper for Camp Kennerk podcast. And when I found out that we're going to be interviewing Maxine up there in Lander, Wyoming, and she's in the popcorn business, I had one question. Where is Lander, Wyoming? And how did she get there? Maxine, oh, and you know what? She's really funny. So let's go get to her. Maxine, say hello to TK, and I'm Doug the neighbor. How are you doing?
I'm good, guys. How are ya? What's popping today?
Well, a lot, Maxine. We always have some basic questions. You don't have to answer them. If you think you need to plead the fifth, go right ahead. It's happened before. So, where'd you go to high school?
I went to high school at Lander Valley High School.
Well, that's a good place to start. Now, see, Doug the neighbor and I have had this going back and forth about how you got to Lander. See, my opinion is that you were in the Federal Witness Protection Program, and Douglas thinks that you lost a bet someplace in your life, and the payoff was moving to Lander. So I guess your parents lost that bet, and you're the recipient of it. So now, mascot. Did you have a mascot there at the school?
We actually have our mascot is a tiger.
Oh, Tiger.
Yeah. And I actually graduated from high school at 62. So last June.
Well, that's what we love. We love people who can set a goal and keep going for it. We refer to that, Max, as being on the decade plan. We're not going to rush it. We want to make sure we got all our ducks in a row before we walk across the stage and get that diploma. So congratulations. So
Thank you.
so I'm not.
I married.
Were you in the marching band? Were you a cheerleader? Did you have any extracurricular activities while you're on the decade plan for education?
Well, in my younger years, I was in band. I did play the trombone. I married my husband at the age of 16. We've been together for 47 years, and I never finished high school. So it was on my bucket list. So I turned around, and while my husband was building our popcorn factory, because we vended popcorn out of the very first popcorn truck. We still have our popcorn wagon. We still do vending. But we popped popcorn for 13 years out of our popcorn truck. And we were a drive-through popcorn truck. And so we just started, everybody really liked our caramel corn and our different flavors of popcorns that we did and our popcorn balls. And so instead of paying rent to somebody else, we decided to open up a brick and mortar. And come May 19th, we'll be starting our third year. So we've been able to put on 9 people. We've hired 9 people. So we are just keep progressing with popcorn. We're in a very populated popcorn area. I live just right on the outskirts of the Wind River Reservation, and popcorn is a staple in a lot of families in this area. So our popcorn seems to be very liked by a lot of people.
Well, now,
And
what is the
I
name of your
have some
company?
And I have some right here, Maxine. I have some of your popcorn right here. So it is legendary and it's traveling. We have it here in awesome Austin, Texas.
That's wonderful. That is my family's 60-year-old recipe. And we used to, the only way we got caramel corn, we used to make it for Christmas presents. We didn't come from a family with a lot of money. And so we made caramel corn for Christmas presents. And our job as the kids, we were to hand sort all the popcorn before Berner's mom caramelized it. And so if there was some left over, which she always made sure that we did, but we got caramel corn for helping her. We make it out of cast iron skillets, and it doesn't stick to your teeth. It's over 60 years old now. And so we only got it around Christmas time. And so we decided that we wanted to share it with everybody else. It's not a mass produced product. It is handmade. We do use a cast iron, a big cast iron kettle, and we've evolved into all different kinds of flavors. We have caramel and kettle and cheddar and buttered, dill pickle, pizza, garlic parmesan. I made a new recipe the other day. It's churro. And let's see here. I do a cheddar bacon, cheddar jalapeno. I do just all different kinds of flavors.
Well,
So I'll have to
Maxine,
put some bags together for you and send them up to you so you can try some of the other flavors other than the caramel.
well, that's great. We love it. We always love popcorn. You know, at Camp Kennerk, popcorn is its own food group. And what is the name of your company?
We are the Cracker Box Caramel Pop Factory.
I see. You know, we share something. I don't know if you knew this, but I grew up in Indiana, and we used to raise popcorn on our farm, and it was Jiffy Pop popcorn. So we used to grow Jiffy Pop popcorn. So I understand the trials and tribulations of being around things that pop up, you know. Now, question I have, you're up over 5,000 feet above sea level. Does that affect the popping of the popcorn?
You know, as a matter of fact, the higher the elevation that you go up, the harder it is for you to get it to pop. It takes longer. It's like, down here we live at the foothills of the Wind River mountains. And so as you go up about I'm going to guess around 13,000 feet. We used to take the Jiffy Pop popcorn, the campfire ones,
Mhm.
and it takes a while for those to pop. And but it's just like boiling water, it takes a little bit longer the higher up you go. So it's the same thing with popcorn.
See, Douglas, I had a method to my madness, and you were saying nah, 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 nah. So we got it from the professional, the expert, that I just wasn't popping off to you.
TK, let's back on up here. We're forgetting something. Where is Landers, Wyoming? And Maxine said it's 5,000 feet above sea level. And here at awesome Austin, Texas, right here at my hill, we're only 560 feet above sea level. So 5,000 feet. So Maxine, how did your family get to Landers, Wyoming? And where is it?
Lander, Wyoming is almost in the middle of the state of Wyoming. And most Wyomingites will tell you that Wyoming doesn't even exist because we have more deer and antelope and elk than we do population. And we like it that way. So we always tell people that Wyoming doesn't even exist. So, but we're basically almost in the middle of the state of Wyoming.
Okay,
So
so how did your family get there? You said you were born there, raised there in
Yes.
Landers. How did your parents or grandparents get there? Why would they go to Landers, Wyoming? And in context, I'm a military brat, so I moved around, and I'm from Texas, so now I'm in Austin. So how'd your family get to Landers, Wyoming?
My great grandparents actually were Native American, and they were actually raised and born here, and then they moved around to like Missouri and then ended up coming back to Wyoming. So just my family, my ancestors and stuff are from Lander and Riverton and off the reservation. And so
Oh, that's a great
yes.
story. What's a
Yeah,
great
so we're
story?
a blended family.
Well, that's just the modern world. You said your parents were or grandparents were Native American. What tribe were they or association? What do you know?
Yes, my grandfather, his name was Pearl, and he was Chitkaw, and that's out of Missouri. And his family basically was from Missouri. And
Oh,
then my grandmother, he met my grandmother, Nora, here in Riverton. And so they married and had 7 kids, and then each one of those had kids, and that's where we kind of
okay,
evolved from.
okay. So,
Yeah.
uh,
And my grandmother is Navajo.
oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful, beautiful story. Now, TK is going to ask you some serious questions, and uh, you mentioned that in the Landers, Wyoming area, you got elk, moose, buffalo. Okay, so we have a very serious question for you. One of your customers is Mountain Man Steve. You know
Yes,
Mountain
I
Man
do.
Steve. Now,
Yes.
Mountain Man Steve, first question, do you think he's off his rocker?
Just about every day, every day.
I
I
never put it
actually
that way.
I actually just met him. We evolved into the popcorn factory, and then I think Steve happened to see that the popcorn factory, and that's how I ended up befriending him. He came in and was talking about popcorn, and very interesting stories, and it was a pleasure to speak with him.
Okay.
And then we started to know that you guys were in the popcorn side of things.
Yes.
And so he pops in every now and again. And so I get the pleasure of listening to some of his stories. So he's a
Okay. Now,
great guy.
one of the stories that he's been telling us, and we did a podcast with him, is that seems that there is a something called Wyoming Willie up there in Wyoming, and it's an elephant that's kind of a myth, legend, Bigfoot type thing. And he's in the hunt for it, and he's got some skin, he's got some hair, and he's got some footprints. So, is this a myth, or is Mountain Man Steve off his rocker?
Oh no, no, no. It's a real thing. And he
Oh,
See,
actually
Douglas,
has.
Douglas, I told you, Douglas, you were saying no, 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 no. I said yes, 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 yes. So
oh, gee.
Maxine got that straightened around for us.
He actually has a pet, and his pet is a jackalope.
Oh
Okay,
my
now
goodness
jackalopes,
gracious.
we have those in Texas with their rabbits with the antlers and things like that, you know.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
but this Wyoming Willie, the elephant, because we've got a video someplace where the governor is refuting it.
Afternoon. I want to address the rumors about an elephant supposedly roaming our plains, nicknamed Wyoming Willie. There is no such animal. It's folklore, nothing more. That sound you heard could be wind through the canyon, maybe a train. It's not.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
we need to change different governors then. He's not from Wyoming then. Not a true Wyomingite.
So the rest, okay. The Wyoming Willie is not a myth.
No. No.
No. Okay.
Nope.
And
As a matter of fact, I have a piece of skin too.
oh, see, there's proof. Yeah, yeah,
Yes. Yes,
yeah.
he got caught on a tree.
Oh, okay. So he's out there now. I'm drying out here. I need a little shot of Dr. Pepper. TK, you got your Dr. Pepper. Maxine, you got your Dr. Pepper.
Yeah,
Yep.
right here.
I got my Dr. Pepper right here.
Mm.
What? Yeah, yeah, yeah. What What's that say on your cup there, Maxine?
This says live life, like someone left the gate open.
Okay, now. Do you sell those at your store?
No, I thought I needed a pretty cup so I would drink more Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper and popcorn, it's two food groups.
It is. It's the basic food groups in there. And it's actually healthy for you. The popcorn is actually good for your digestive system.
Yes,
Yeah.
Maxine, I've been, I cannot explain to you how this has helped me to convey to Doug, the neighbor, that popcorn's popcorn. It's just there's no substitution. You can't just say, "Well, I buy mine in a little poly bag at the supermarket." Nah, you got to do it right. So
Yes.
you have a big kettle poppers at home. When you want some popcorn, how do you pop it?
I actually just throw a little bit of oil in there and just wait for it to start. Actually, I wait for the oil to get hot, and then I throw a kernel in there just to make sure it's gonna pop. And then when that one pops, then I throw the rest of it in there. But I hear that you guys have a really good recipe that I'm going to try. And I hear that bacon grease is a really good thing to pop it in. So I haven't had it that way. So this is going to be a new adventure for us.
Yeah,
And
just
so
don't
I'm going to
tell.
pop it that way.
Yeah, just don't tell the American Heart Association. It's
Oh,
so
yes.
Okay, so
it's,
if you're going to steal the Kennerk Camp Kennerk recipe, which is fine and dandy, all we ask is for a little sign there in your cabinet display case, Camp Kennerk bacon popcorn.
I can do that.
Camp Kennerk bacon popcorn.
I will do that for sure.
Okay, all right. Now this is terrific. Now, you the rumor is that you've got something else going on over at your store, and now we saw a video at your store. You got something else going on. Please tell us what it is.
I'm guessing fireworks. For some reason, we have got tangled up. Werner's father was actually a pyrotechnician, and he used to do the displays for Riverton, which is about 25 miles from here. And so, us kids, we started over 50 years ago doing them in like a relay race. So you have a loader and you have a shooter, and so you have one person run up to the gun and drop the shell, and then you have your shooter light it, and then you run back and forth, and the object to that is to keep something going in the sky at all times. So
Sure.
you don't want no dead space unless it's oversaturation and you got too much going on, and you might want to let it clear out a little bit before you continue your display. But my husband is a licensed manufacturer in high explosives. And so for some reason, we have always been in something that either bangs or pops, and we're just noisy people. We have to live out of town away from everybody because we're really noisy. You could be in the middle of driving by our house and Vern might pop off one of his anvil firings or one of our shells that he is testing out. And we are known to knock people in the borrow ditch.
in the what was that term again?
In the borrow ditch?
Borrow ditch. What's a borrow ditch?
Borrow ditch is the ditch that's on the side of the highway.
Okay, so we know in Texas we just call that a ditch
Okay. Well, we call it a borrow ditch.
a borrow
when it's
ditch.
when it's along the side of a road, it's called a borrow ditch.
TK, you ever heard that term before?
no, but I do know one thing about Lander, Wyoming, is they have the most magnificent 4th of July firework display you will ever see. Douglas, I've been there several times. So imagine this. Now, I tend to exaggerate, but it's not exaggeration. It's just, I get a little carried away. But you go to Lander, Wyoming, and you will see a fireworks display 360 degrees all the way around you for hours upon hours. I mean, it is just the most amazing thing. If anybody is into fireworks on 4th of July, you got to go there. You really do. It's an amazing situation.
Well, it's
It,
also go ahead. Go ahead.
it's absolutely breathtaking. It absolutely is. We're one of the very few towns that you can still have fireworks. We have people that come from all over the United States and the world that come here just for the 4th of July, because you can light fireworks anywhere in Lander other than like Main Street or on BLM property, that type of schools, that type of stuff. But other than that, you can light off fireworks. So you have people, and some of these kids that are like 5 years old, they are even more experienced than most adults around here. And so it is, you have all these people lighting off fireworks at nighttime, and it lasts for several hours. And you have the big show that they normally do up at the rodeo grounds. But it is a sight. It is breathtaking. It took me about 28 years, I guess, to see the outside of my building during the 3rd and the 4th, to actually take the time to go and see. Everybody just keeps telling me about it. And so a couple of years ago, my daughter made me get in the car, and she took me up on top, and my husband, and took me up in a little elevated area. And it just brings tears to your eyes. It is absolutely stunning. It's just breathtaking and stunning.
Well, Maxine, you talk about elevated areas. I've spent a lot of time out there. Now, Doug, the neighbor, his idea of getting an elevated is a hill that maybe climbs 50 feet, but out there, you're climbing 5,000, 10,000 square feet,
Yes.
feet. So, you can
Yes.
you can get a visual that no one else, you don't need a drone. You're your own drone.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
And,
And
and now with the fireworks, the best fireworks show in America, and also the headquarters for hunting and finding Wyoming Willie the elephant, business is going to boom there in Landers.
yeah, if you go up high enough, sometimes you'll see the footprints.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Now, Landers, Wyoming. The word Wyoming, what does that mean?
Wyoming, wide open space.
Okay, well, the word Texas comes from the Tejas Indians, which meant friendly. They were the friendly Indians, the Tejas. That's where the word comes from, to be friendly. Okay, so, but the word Wyoming, in my mind, because it's 75 degrees here in Austin, Texas, Wyoming is a Indian word that means winter.
Yes, we have like 7-8 months worth of winter. Some days it'll drop down to like 40 below. So yeah.
You can have it. Now I'm looking through your back windows there, and I see blue skies. Absolutely blue skies. So do you have snow on the ground now?
No, I have been here my whole life, and I have never seen a winter this dry ever in 63 years. It is a very odd winter. Normally we have several feet on the ground at this time, and it looks like the East Coast got it. So we're kind of liking it, but in the same breath, because Wyoming is a high plains desert, we could really and the wind, we could really like dry up and blow away with the wind this year. So let's hope that we get some type of moisture. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Okay. So in a normal year, and you get 20 feet of snow, and you prove the legend of Wyoming, where do you go for the winter? Do you head to the Caribbean? You head to Jamaica? Where do you go for a little break?
Oh no, we stay right smack in the midst of it. Absolutely.
Maxine, you're crazy.
I do. I am a winter person, so I prefer the snow and the cold over the summer. I can always pack on clothes, but I do society a favor by keeping my clothes on. So, so yeah, I prefer a cold.
Oh, that's great. Now, TK, you have a very important question that you wanted to ask Maxine.
Well, yeah, first of all, you met Mountain Man Steve, and he's my brother. So now I want to ask you if this is a yes or no answers. Would you believe that my family sent Steve to the Dale Carnegie class so he'd come out of the show? Is that a yes or a no?
For what I've met of Steve, yes.
Okay, well, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, he's high powered. There's no doubt about that.
He's got a lot of energy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, so do
I
you,
love his
Maxine.
story about the fly, about the cop and the fly.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's got
That,
more stories. Yeah,
yes, yeah.
he's a what we call our man in the mountains. So he'll be doing guest appearances, giving us updates of what's going on out there in Wyoming in the Rocky Mountains. So
Well,
we're
that's
really
great.
excited about that.
Okay, this is great. Absolutely great. Now, Maxine, uh, your life is amazing up there in Landers, Wyoming. From the ancestors to your life to developing a popcorn store with an explosive firecracker store. Do you sell tanks or anything like that, or howitzer pieces or anything like that, just in case anybody needs anything, and you got fireworks, uh, do do you have a message? And you just graduated from high school because of life, you made life choices, and you graduated
Right.
from high school, which is an absolutely beautiful story, very inspiring. And you've put people to work in your businesses. Do you have any messages that you would like to give young people from your perspective of a very charming and well-fulfilled life? What would you tell somebody?
That that's a tough one. I would have to say something like just keep on popping through life. You get your ups and your downs, and you get those old mates coming at you, and you got to throw them out. And so you just kind of weed through the popcorns and pick out the best kernels and keep on moving.
Keep on popping.
Keep on popping.
Maxine, you're absolutely beautiful, and we have a small gift for you for your participation in our Camp Kennerk podcast. And when the podcast ends, we'll get your address. But Camp Kennerk and Doug the neighbor has been running the top of Possum Trot Flipper Walk here in awesome Austin, Texas for the 6th year. June 13th will be our 6th year. Last year, TK and his twin boys came up and participated. And what we do is we flipper walk in scuba flippers up Possum Trot. It has 2 vicious hills to the magnificent height of 560 feet. Okay, in flipper walks. And we raise money for Dell Children's Cancer Fund. And we've raised a lot of money, and it's a lot of fun, isn't it, TK? You were there
Oh, it's
last
a blast. You got to mark a calendar. You really do. It's you're helping the kids, the community gets involved, and Doug the neighbor is the mayor of the community that he lives in, so he rules it with an iron fist, if you can believe that. But no, it's a lot of fun. We really
That
do.
is great. Good for you guys. That's wonderful.
Okay, now what we have are how many people in your family, or how many people on your staff, did you say?
I have 9 employees, and then there's me and Vern.
Okay, so that makes 11.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that makes 11. what we have a symbol. Yeah.
Yes.
I stayed awake in that class. The others. Okay. I will send you 11 of these, and I'll make it an even 13 dozen. I'll make it 13 because then it's a
Oh,
popcorn dozen. Okay.
yes.
Because our symbol is the flipper, we have these flipper keychains. Okay. And what we do, the phrase that goes
Okay.
with this is flip off Big C. To flip off Big C. Now, maybe the younger
Okay.
generation doesn't know what Big C is. We do flip off Big C to add a little bit of humor to a nasty situation. Dell Children Fund does research at Dell. So I'm going to send you these for your employees. And if you would share them with someone who may be in a dark place, and just to give this to them to, add a little humor. Flip off Big
Yes.
C.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Well,
Okay.
thank you so very much.
And TK, Maxine's been real charming. She's very funny.
She is very funny. Of course,
I'm a hoot. Let me tell you, I'm a hoot.
And she thinks Mountain Man Steve is not crazy. So I am judging her now. But she's our type of people, right? She's our type of people. So I'm going to have to consider going up to Landers, Wyoming, and by the way, have flippers will travel. So I will take these up and we'll do a little thing up there, walk around flip around the water tower, or go out looking for Wyoming Willie. So she thinks he's there. So she's our type of person, TK.
well,
Yes, absolutely.
she's been there. She grew up there. Her family's been there.
Yeah.
So, this legacy is giving us a great insight on the fact that it really does exist.
Okay. Now, can we get Kevin, the magnificent computer dude, to put the Cracker Box website up on the podcast when we're finished?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that. Okay. Oh, okay. TK, that's all I have. Play ball.
Aaron, go brawl.
Maxine,
Well,
what do you say?
holy popcorn.
There we go. Thanks so much.